is it the whole ties whole solitude is conquered by love thing? Is that what we're saying the
That's
main
that's that's
plot is?
that's no, that's theme. We're talking
Oh,
about
okay,
the
that's the
main
theme.
plot.
Okay.
The main plot is
Oh
the
my
exercise.
god.
What? I'm just asking a
No,
He
question,
getting
bro. I'm just
nasty on
asking. I can't
already
ask
getting
this
that. He's
question
already getting
again.
nasty.
bro.
Lonnie, we're not doing this today, bro. I
What do
ain't
you
about
mean we're not
to
doing
say
this today? I'm just asking a question. A
I
simple
know,
question.
but he's getting nasty already.
How am I getting nasty? I was asking.
Let's go to the next thing while I map this out. We'll talk about the ending last. The main plot, the plot of the story that is being told from Jujutsu Kaisen from beginning to end. What do we think about it?
You said the main plot?
Yeah.
So the main plot of exercising Sukuna.
Yeah.
Plot line.
That's how I'm treating it.
Yeah, it's the main plot line.
Yeah. What is our thoughts about that?
What do you consider is it the whole ties whole solitude is conquered by love thing? Is that what we're saying the main plot is?
That's theme. We're talking
Oh,
about
okay,
the
that's
main
the theme.
plot.
Okay.
The main plot is
Oh my
the
god.
exercise.
What? I'm just asking a
He
question.
getting
bro. I'm
nasty
just
on
asking. I can't ask this
He's
question
already getting
again.
nasty.
bro.
Lonnie, we're not doing this today, bro.
What do you mean we're not doing this today? I'm just asking a question. A
I
simple
know,
question.
but he's getting nasty already.
How am I getting nasty? I was asking.
Lada, you know exactly what you're doing, bro.
I'm not doing anything yet.
Even though that theme is fire, even though it's a well
It's a fire theme. It's a very fiery
but it's
kumbaya theme.
exercising Sukuna is the main plot of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes.
All right. What are our thoughts about the plot?
I give it like a main plot. I would say like maybe like a 7.5. I think my whole thing was I think all the twists that came with them trying to exercise Sukuna I thought were interesting. Like for example, the binding vow, right? Like it always I think that Gege did a good job of always subverting expectations of Sukuna as far as him being a host to Megami and Itadori. He always do interesting twists into like how are they actually going to exercise them? Because one, him collecting more fingers means that curse around gets stronger. That's a good way to build rising action because you're building the tension. By the closer you get to your goal, it builds the tension, right? You think about him creating a binding vow that Itadori doesn't remember about. You think about him trying to take over Megami's body and the twist in which it was executed, and then him doing that to take over Gojo's body. Like, I think there were so many good twists thrown in there with the main plot of exercising Sukuna, especially with the final battle. Like a lot of stuff I didn't see coming in that final section. So I think it's like a good 7.5.
Okay. Other thoughts?
Nah, I agree with Ty. What I do like about the main plot of JJK is it is a very, very, popular trope, like the original curse, the strongest being alive type of thing. But just the way they handle Sukuna and a lot of his interactions are what make it for me. I like how we could tell. I'm gonna compare it to Naruto a little bit here. Yes, taming the Nine Tails wasn't the main goal, but I could kind of always understand that eventually the Nine Tails would turn and kind of be like an ally. I never felt like Sukuna was ever going to be on these guys' side. I never felt like there was going to be any way to like redeem him, and I really appreciate that in that type of plot. And then although it ends in like that, I hate it. The boss rushy, let's gang them up type of thing. The faces we saw were actually pretty cool. Like Miguel showing up, I thought was really awesome. There's characters outside of what were expected to be there that showed up, so I thought that was cool. And then a lot of like Yuta taking over Gojo's body, for example. That's fucking crazy. That's not. We were debating that, week by week up to that point, what would happen with Yuta. That's kind of wild to see that he would go that far and do something like that. So, I mean, I fuck with it. I'd actually give it an 8. I'm not gonna lie. If you can make a very standard trope seem unique, I'll give you a lot of credit for that.
Fair enough.
Even the final finger,
Muzan.
like them dealing with the final finger, them dealing with like a crazy twist I thought was fire is when Jogo was like, we'll get the curse on our side, feeding the fingers. He's like, all right, actually gonna kill you instead. I was like, damn, like Gege was cooking, bro.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like I love. I know this is more like themes, but it ties into the plot. Like they want to break cycles. Like getting rid of Sukuna is like that representation of breaking cycles, like this thing that can keep coming back up. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. And we start off with wanting to destroy Sukuna, but then it's more like how can we change society, and that's what Gojo had been wanting for so long, and we see that that's where things are headed once we get to the end. Even though we don't see like the big obvious changes, we know that the foundation is there, and ending it off on Sukuna's finger, and it's like harmless, and maybe even like, you know, before it was a talisman before too, but now it's something that doesn't even need to be like looked after very much. Like it's very careless in there because it's not going to hurt anyone, and Sukuna has changed. That cycle is broken. If he does come back, he'll come back as a better person. And I think that's a beautiful story. That's why I can't get mad at the ending, because I love that stuff. I eat it up, and it was set up from the beginning, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm tired of people wanting the grimdark ending in such a hopeful story. So I give that, like the plot, I give that about 8.
Solid. Another 8. Lonnie, what you thinking?
I give it like an 8.5. The only reason why it's not getting a 10 for me is like she said, like how like society was changed and stuff like that. You know, like how a bunch of sorcerers were like kidnapped and we ain't doing nothing about it in the end of the story. You know, shit like that.
Let it go, bro.
I ain't letting it go.
They brought it up though. They're like, at the end, they said they're going to take him from the US. We just don't see it happen.
I should have ordered a scroll. I was telling myself to order like a scroll of all the things that didn't happen in JJK that we needed.
If it happened, we just didn't see it though. That's
Oh, so you want me to use my imagination instead of what's on the damn
honestly,
page?
I think the author can tell you something happening without you us seeing it. That happens all the time. I don't know why we're acting like that's not that. Don't do that all the time in stories where we get informed that the character's going to do something we don't see.
Just tell me to use headcanon, Ty. That's what you're just telling
That's
me.
not a headcanon. A direct. Hold on a second. A direct statement is not headcanon. What are you talking about? Hey, yo, Lonnie, don't piss me off, Lonnie.
No, don't piss me off, Ty.
Direct statements are headcanon now.
No,
Serena,
no,
they
my
fought
head
like
is
an
gonna
hour
tell me.
last
I see
week.
the heads are
It's like the SpongeBob episode, imagination. That's what you're telling me to use. That's what you're just like, imagination.
I'm gonna
That's
turn
what
my
you're
camera
telling
off
me.
and go on.
Let's listen to Drink More Water. We'll talk about it when we get to the ending.
I everybody kind of said everything I had to say, but I'll give it about an 8. I will say this for JJK in terms of the main story. It's a lot more, at least for me personally, it was a lot more complicated in terms of just how the mechanics work and the powers and all that than I was used to. So I had to spend a lot of time like, for instance, learning how domain expansions work really fucked me up because I'm like, come on, bro, I gotta figure this out. And I think now that I'm done and after I'm done with Naruto, Miles, because I'm not gonna read nothing else until Naruto's finished. I'm gonna read JJK again, and
You put that Jeopardy sound on, Santo?
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, I'm just not Serena. The only problem is that I'm reading Naruto again, and I haven't finished it as quickly as they want me to finish it. So
no, not again. He's
Wrap it
reading it
up
for the first time. No,
yes.
don't dim it down, Randall.
No.
You've been telling him since last year to read Naruto,
and I am.
I have the list, Riddell. I've read all of Berserk. I've read all of Tower of God, which is like 700 chapters. I've read all of Omniscient Reader, and you're still on. You're just now on Shippuden. Serena.
He sent me on a whole side quest that he refuses to tell you about. When I read
of Lore Olympus.
Lonnie, you're only.
Let's stay focused.
I don't want to argue for the company. Okay, I don't want to argue for the company. But your only problem with me.
Yo, they sound like American couple.
Random. I'm sorry, Chad. If
I don't want to argue for the company.
I'll explain. Yeah, I've been doing this damn driving school, and like my teacher, for some reason, he's obsessed with puns. We had a 15-question quiz the other day. He said 30 puns within the 15 question quiz. He's gonna be my 13th reason. I'm gonna crash out. I'm losing my mind. I just spent 3 hours listening to puns all damn day coming here. It was random. Not finishing Naruto.
I just want to finish.
Not finishing Naruto, the Tokyo Ghoul thing, the Bleach thing, not JJK. He's just losing it, bro.
Yeah, man. He's been taking a lot of L's lately.
All right, go ahead, Randall.
But I would give. I think upon my second reread, I'll really end up really liking JJK on the second time. But even right now, I'll still give it like a 7, but it's definitely gonna go up afterwards. On my second reread.
All right, so you said 7. That's your read?
7 for now.
Okay. For me, when it comes to JJK, I was never the biggest fan of JJK's story personally. I've made that clear throughout. You know, I just enjoyed certain moments. I enjoyed certain characters, Gojo, Yuta, Sukuna. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about Sukuna after really thinking about it. So I was never really too invested into the story they're telling. A lot of it was just like, for the most part, we understood it was preparing for when Sukuna got a release, beating Sukuna. Now, obviously, a lot of twists and turns were pretty interesting as well, and we'll talk about that when it comes to like the lore, I'm sure. But overall, I'd say it's all right. It's above average. One thing I'll give to Miles, the fact that they stayed 10 toes with the inner demon thing, staying a villain, I do respect. So I'll give this a 6. It's a 6 for me.